Congratulations, Random. You are indeed first. Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus. I somehow snorted fucking shampoo. Fucking irritating. Oh yeah, that bootlicking cocksucker Colin Noir actually made.
I became based and deleted my YouTube account and my Discord account.
I don't know what's based about that, but congratulations, I guess. Thanks for the donation, non-wib.
Oh, VG, boy, I got something for you to react to.
It's people with a focused ideology, and the ideology is to destroy the West. And for this purpose, they've made common cause with the most ultra anti-Western progressives, and they have united. And they supposedly should disagree on everything, but they don't, because they want to destroy the West as we know it. And they agree on one thing. What is the thing that they agree on? World War Jew.
He's literally right about all of that. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, so stupid. What are they gonna say?
Well, the footage that...
Like, by the way, these are the people who accused Jews of being responsible for 9/11.
you see right beside Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wasn't carried out by radical Muslims or radical progressives. It was carried out by him.
Yes, in response to a radical Islamic attack. Like, fucking retarded.
A genocidal lunatic who has the audacity to give a...
What's that? 30,000 people at least have been murdered by the Islamic regime in Iran. I can't hear you.
Speech in which he starts pointing fingers at others for wanting to tear down Western civilization. He did so at another one of these events, the Second International.
Have you ever, like, fucking seen Hassan or any of his fucking streams? Like, literally your boss's nephew? He openly admits to wanting to destroy the West.
Hi.
Hello, Ivory. Thanks for the donation.
National Conference on Combating Anti-Semitism. It took place in Jerusalem. Before I give you more details, Cenk, your 2 cents.
Yeah, so I might make this 3 or 4. So first off, I can't stand the way he hides behind Jewish people.
Yep.
That's all very great.
Oh my God, they really said that as if I had more reason to hate the Young Turks. Even more.
Yes, they're shitheads. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. All right, let's see what this bootlicker has to say about the Alex Preddy shooting. You want to bet it's like all the normal anti-2A talking points? 2 fully loaded magazines. Obviously, he went there to make trouble if he had a gun.
I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. You can't have guns. You can't walk in with guns.
What about the Second Amendment?
Listen, you can't walk in with guns. You can't do that.
This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals.
Literally lying.
And to kill law enforcement.
Individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a
Is he gonna actually not have his like nuts kicked in and like actually call these people out for lying?
9mm semi-automatic handgun.
Look, let's just be honest and stop the bullshit. This is
Also hiding behind Jews seriously. What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, like it's just retarded. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
a pro-ICE versus
Like what's funny is they're the ones who always bring up the like genocide thing. It's just fucking bizarre.
anti-ICE
Like every accusation is an admission with these people. They're just fucked. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo.
masquerading as a gun issue. They're using the gun as a proxy to have that fight, and I'm not here for that. I'm a Second Amendment advocate, and that's what I do. That's the lane that I...
He is not a 2A advocate. He is a fucktard. Dodo donated $2. He's just a bootlegger. Please watch.
But if you guys aren't aware, the Red Pill Avengers, as they call themselves, got together in Miami for a night out. And it ended up going viral. They were in the club. Somebody decided they wanted to play Kanye West's hit track, Hail the Mustache Man. So this song plays in the club. They're all having a laugh. It's on live stream. They're all yapping about it. All of a sudden, it goes viral very quickly. The people who run the nightclubs find out that they managed to get the DJ to play the track. People get fired right away. They release statements, and they ban everyone who was part of that live stream. Happened, obviously...
Connoissine and fucked on ketamine non-clavicula's stream.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't know.
You want to do ketamine again tomorrow?
No. I don't know if I'll ever do ketamine with you ever again, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't be doing ketamine.
It's so funny, the ketamine, like, stance when people, like, always go like this. Yeah. A little bit shaky. Connor, fucking hell. Connor, you gotta get up. You gotta get up. Come on. On the bench. Get up, get up, get up.
I think he probably took a little too much ketamine.
Over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. Nah, he's not gonna throw up.
That's a little stupid. Thanks for the donation, nigga.
These guys are truth tellers. Everybody wants to know how they're going to react. And Tate doesn't hesitate. He goes on PBD. I think he drove a bus there so he could Sneeko sit there and you just run that nigga over because he wasted no time to blame Sneeko for who played the song.
And even though Sneeko's insulted me a trillion times, and even though he put the song on, I just don't think it's prudent for me to sit up here and throw him under the bus. Even though,
Y'all, did anybody hear them tires? Did y'all not hear Miss Frizzle go, beep, beep, seatbelts, everyone? Did you not hear that like I heard that? He said, even though Sneeko put on the song, that motherfucker's guilty. I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm a man. I would never throw the person who shot at you 10 times. His name is Sneeko von Hessen. That is his full government name, social insurance number. I would never throw him under the bus. His number is 647-344. You can find him at 6 Ave on every Tuesday. He likes to go to the grocery store right.
I mean, my god, the Young Turks are such dirty pieces of trash. The way they talk about Jews as if they're non-human is disgusting.
Yes, that is true. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Right there, the little bodega. That's where he be at. No. I would never throw him under the bus.
Next to the pharmacy.
Absolutely. Here's a picture if you're curious what he looks like. I would never throw like.
But he said he didn't throw him under the bus, so he didn't.
Facts.
Sneeko has insulted me endless times. I sit here and throw him under the bus, but it's just not who I am as a person. I want to meet Nick and Glav.
That is crazy. For someone, now that's crazy. For someone to be running you over with the bus and saying, I could run you over with the bus, but I wouldn't, is like the most next level gaslighting. That's like a murderer stabbing you. I'm like, I ain't killing you, nigga.
And then I said to Tristan, anyone who names themselves Sneeko, like you're naming yourself Sneaky. Imagine I was saying, hey, my name's Rat.
Mind you, this guy's kind of trying to say Sneeko's like untrustable because of his name. This retard is called Cobra.
For my position. Sneeko's insulted me all the time. He's going to insult me again next week. That's all he ever does is flip-flop. I didn't even want him there. He got invited by the other guys. He put the song on. He got me in trouble. Perhaps I should sit here and just...
Go Queen! And he was fucking throwing that shit out there.
And we know for sure that they were not singing the song. They were not.
Oh no, they were singing it. They were throwing up salutes. They were doing a little jingle.
He was not doing that.
Oh, he was part of the crew, and he pretended like he don't know nothing, but he definitely capped it.
Do you have that without the song of
kids with streams? They need clicks. It's like grabbing your hat. They're children, bro. Yeah, they're just children, and they'll do anything for clicks. No, they're like they're kids. They're retards, and they're not adults with responsibility. And
at one point, to be fair, at one point, wouldn't you say that you did a lot of content was just for clicks and stuff as well?
I mean, you try and be entertaining.
You gotta appreciate the lack of self-awareness. All right, so you can see everybody singing along, they're having a good time. I think it's important to just be able to see it. All right, so you can see them all singing along. No, he's singing.
No, he's singing. Never mind.
And now he's doing this.
Yeah.
He's doing a little corny salute, right? Okay, so I just wanted the guy to at least be able to
Right,
show.
but we don't see Andrew singing.
Oh, so you're not sure if like Andrew's like part of the crew?
I'm not saying he was part of the crew, but from that angle, we don't see him sing. So
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say who else it was. I'm just going to say I didn't do it. I'm just going to say that I didn't play the song. I don't find the song funny. I didn't think it was appropriate to do. If anybody in the Jewish community genuinely believes I want to run around and put them in a fucking concentration camp and not understand I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time while someone played a stupid
Facts.
song.
That I agree with him on.
that's not the song.
That's 100% song.
No, that's not the song.
That's 100% song. That's his video, his steak ad. Don't forget, he's also.
I remember at least one other Twitter video where he was playing the Heil Hitler song. At least one other. So yeah, he's just full of shit.
The Muslim convert who loves to gamble, apparently. But, you know, listen, Grifter does his thing. Doesn't matter what he say. Reality doesn't matter to the people who are his fans. Nobody cares. A year ago, this motherfucker was... I was in my Bugatti, and I was driving off, and I would never play Hail Hitler. But that's what happens. Everybody ends up throwing Sneeko under the bus.
What's a fucking job? It's not funny. Honestly, bro, they should really do something to you in a different way. I won't say online. Bro, you want it to was funny? Think what you deserve, bro. And putting this crap on me? Are you retarded? Karma's a bitch. Bro, I promise you, bro. Allah.
Bro, even when you fast forward this buffering nigga, he still sound off. You hear what he said?
No.
He said, they should really do something to you in a different way. But I won't say that online. They should really do something to you in a different way. Listen, hold up, listen.
Think about this.
Ready?
Think about this.
They should really do something to you in a different way. But I won't say it online. That's what he said. What do you think that means?
I don't know.
All right, grab your coconuts, nigga. Wake up. They grabbed his balls. He said, they should really do something to you in a different way, but I won't say that online.
They shouldn't do something to you in a different way, but I wouldn't say that online. They said fuck him up, but now,
okay.
Yeah, but it took me 3 hours. To
That's okay.
understand
We got
what
instant
they were
replays. I'm right here for you.
Thank you.
I've been to Barbados. I got you.
What you deserve, bro. And putting this crap on me? Are you retarded? Karma's a bitch. Bro, I promise you, bro. Allah. You hear that shot? What's a fucking boss? It's not funny. Just me. Honestly, bro, they should really get what you deserve, bro. And putting this crap on me? Are you retarded? Karma's a bitch. Bro, I promise you, bro. Wallahi. If you think this is gonna be okay, I'm gonna make sure you feel the pain.
He said,
I'm gonna make sure you feel the pain.
He said, wallahi, just to make
you
sure
don't feel that pain. I'm gonna make sure you stuttering soon too. Fresh being like alpha male who's like just accountability, all this stuff, and then he's just stuttering all the time. I don't know. It always feels like a self-report. I just can't. I'm not lying. Let's move on to the next part because now Sneako's feeling the pressure. Everyone's blaming him. I love this fucking red pill version of Days of Our Lives. It's very cute to watch.
Oh my God, Myron, dude, I'm still live, bro. Hey, Myron, I'm live right now. I'm not allowed.
Okay, my bad.
What's going on?
No, I'm good. If you're live right now, I'll just.
Did you see the Tristan tweet? What do you think?
The one you sent me earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw from what you sent.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. I'll talk. You're on stream, so I'll.
Wait, what did you say?
But it was him.
You know, it's kind of funny how these people talk about how women have no accountability. And then as soon as they do something stupid, they try to get rid of any accountability. And they start like pointing fingers. Oh, well, it was Sneako's idea. Even though they were literally playing the Heil Hitler song a year ago. Like, it's just... Yeah, I think they're all like just a group of narcissists. And then again, you see the sort of behavior where every accusation is an admission.
Let's keep watching.
Also, I can talk to you about it offline.
Well, I mean, they talked about it online. What do you think? You don't want it? I mean, it's okay if you don't want to.
Yeah, I just wish we kind of handled this.
Well, it's already out there. It's already public. Like he's quote tweeting his lawyer. They're putting it on me. It's already public. It's like there's not something that you saw privately.
What lawyer?
So here it is in the car.
I go to New York. I always try to get the DK to play, and they refuse.
No, they won't.
They refuse because they can get shut down.
Crazy. You got to thank Fresh. Fresh hooked that one up. He was like, "Yo, we need this played," and they have to go on Rumble, get the link, but we made it happen. I think the dudes that own the club are Arabs.
So Fresh is the one that got the song played. Listen.
Yo, you sleazeball!
Listen.
So Fresh was the one who got the song played. And then they all end up blaming it on fucking Sneako and then acting like it was never Fresh's fucking idea. And then Andrew Tate was like, I don't think that song is even funny at all. And then he was playing it on his fucking social media.
Though, a lot of women don't have accountability.
Yeah, they don't. But these people also act like fucking women, though. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
They'll play HH.
Where's Fresh?
Fresh is down here. He's in the darkness. You can't see him because it's a dark set. So Myron tells him he's going to get HH. So meanwhile, Sneako never asked for the song. But everybody been getting online saying it was his idea.
I guess that's what happened when one day you say, oh, you know what? Why are we doing this? You don't remember that little video that you did in front of the red truck, right? I think you were in the UK or whatever. Oh, well, I don't know what we doing. And you criticizing the whole red pill, and you still hang with them fuckers, and then they fucked you up. I guess you choked on that pill, bruh. Carry me on, bro. I got no sympathy. I got no sympathy for that. And that's why I call you a flip-flop. That's why you flip-flop and I can't take you seriously. You're going to denounce and everything and do all this grandstanding, which whatever the hell you're doing and
To be
everything.
clear, he's talking about denouncing the red pill. He's basically saying, I'm not associated with it. You know,
Wait. I ain't gay no more.
I operate
I'm delivered.
on so many levels higher than the average man. You people are not thinking about the question. I mean, Megan Fox with a dick or Hulk Hogan with a pussy.
If I'm gonna be honest.
What is straight? What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum, isn't it?
We don't lick vagina over here. Never. No guy should be doing it. I'm sorry. None of you guys should be eating vagina, dude. And if you guys do like to do it, that means you're probably if I'm gonna be honest.
Nick, I'm gonna
You know what kills me? Like, obviously some of it is clearly rage bait or just trying to be funny. But then some of it is shit they mean, and it just makes you laugh.
I don't think it is. I think dude is.
But you understand what I'm saying? I don't take bitches that younger. Ever.
What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum, isn't it?
That's going to be but you understand what I'm saying? I don't take bitches that younger. Ever. The only dinner a woman will ever go to with me is when I'm meeting other men. But like a one-on-one dinner with a girl is a mistake. A woman sits next to me, looks hot, the other men at the table respect that, and I promise there's no game or pickup or anything you can do that will turn a woman on and seeing that ambition and you working amongst other men.
I can't put it to words. another like dinner with another man, another woman, one-on-one. That's a mistake. But a dinner one-on-one with a man, that's two steak. Hey, meet on me, baby.
You know, sometimes when you. I think
People
that's
are
gay.
fucking weird, dude.
And because
guys, the stream is not buffering; it's just Walter talking. Yes.
Oh, see, yeah. That competitive spirit back and forth. So don't live with your girl, guys. It's one of the stupidest things you can.
Yeah. They're just fucking weird. I don't think they're like totally straight.
Spend time with your boys.
All right, so we all saw that clip.
Just like from my perspective, we can move on for this. I need to finish my monologue. I've never seen this many people switch on me, bro. I've never seen it happen. I don't have a lot of people supporting me right now. There's a lot of pressure from a lot of different angles. Perhaps I'm too paranoid.
Dude, this is so fun. Like, who the fuck do you think you're hanging out with? You're hanging out with vapid, attention-seeking fucking liars, and then you're surprised as soon as they have an opportunity to fuck you over so that they don't have to take accountability for something. Why is everyone blaming me?
Stop being a baby, bro. I'm just tired of seeing me personally, I'm tired of seeing the disrespect and everything.
All right. That's because you caught 2 L's. And those 2 L's are you live and you learn. Next time, just do better. Or live by your goddamn word.
What do you want him to do better?
Just live by your goddamn word. Just the fact about the association thing got me. I'm like.
Yeah. Stupid. Very, very stupid.
I stay in. So I'm going to talk to you about this from a two-way perspective because that's the part people are lying about, including people on both sides. Now, let me address something that pissed me off recently about this whole situation. The immediate reaction from leadership, including from Trump.
Do you agree with it?
So, by the way, this Colin Noir faggot, he's a Trump MAGA cocksucker. This guy wants to lick Trump's dick like you can't fucking believe. This dumbass was defending that first ICE shooting where they killed that woman. In no way was this remotely justifiable. So first of all, this woman was trying to interfere with the ICE raid thing. She was just blocking the street. So you'd think the priority for these ICE agents would be to just get her the fuck out of the way. So she was leaving. Once they tried to open her door, she was like, oh fuck, this is getting serious, and then she wanted to leave. So if you have a job to do, you're like trying to round up the darkies and send them to fucking Venezuela or whatever, then why aren't you just letting her leave? Fucking ridiculous. Secondly, this fucking idiot who stood in front of her car, he was run over in a different, months ago. This was during a different arrest he was making. They were trying to arrest a suspect in a car. He stood in front of the car. He got ran over. I think he had to spend some time in the hospital and recover. What's he doing again? Standing in front of the fucking car. So this guy ought to know better. This is not standard procedure with any fucking police force. You do not stand in front of a fucking vehicle because, one, there's a risk that they'll just run you over. And two, there's nothing you can do once they start going. If you start shooting into their fucking windshield, it does not stop the car. So this argument that this was a defensive shooting makes absolutely no fucking sense, because you killing this person and shooting into the fucking windshield would never stop the car. They'll run you over just the same. And it creates another fucking issue, because now they're dead. They have no control over the fucking car. So if there's a woman walking her baby in a fucking stroller, well, now the dead person whose foot is on the fucking gas might kill a mother and a fucking child walking down the street. So there's absolutely no way whatsoever to justify the shooting. And Colin decided to say, oh, well, you know, this was an unfortunate circumstance and I'm not politically motivated, but the ICE officer had no choice. He had to stand in front of the car for no reason. He had to shoot her even though that wouldn't have slowed the car down or saved his life. He had to fucking put a bullet through her head and shoot multiple times so that she's dead and loses control of the car. Like, it was just ridiculous. So this was politically motivated. This guy's a Trump dick licker. He wanted to support Trump and support the fucking ICE deportation thing, even though it makes no fucking sense. And these ICE things in Minneapolis, it's a joke. This has nothing to do with rounding up dangerous illegal immigrants. There was some leaked like email or message between Trump and I think what is it, the governor of the state or the mayor of Minneapolis. He was trying to negotiate like some political favors with him withdrawing ICE. So clearly this isn't about like actually rounding up any dangerous illegals. It's just about him trying to get some sort of political advantage. So this guy's a bootlicking MAGA fucktard. And now he's going to be like, oh, well, I disagree with this. Yeah, sure you do.
Agree with the assessment from some of your own officials that Alex Preddy is a domestic terrorist or an assassin?
Well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very...
So, by the way, he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. What do you think this guy's stance on Kyle Rittenhouse was? Yeah. Yeah. Kyle Rittenhouse didn't illegally bring a gun across state lines. Right. So, for some reason, with Kyle Rittenhouse, oh, he has a right to bring a fucking AR-15 to a protest. If he wants to go to a protest with a fucking AR-15, he has every right to do that. But then, if this guy wants to go to, you know, an ICE protest, oh, well, what are you thinking about bringing a gun there? It, like, no accountability, so fucking dishonest, just partisan fucking hacks.
Very unfortunate incident, okay? Everyone, unless you're a stupid person, very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot.
Yes, 2 fully loaded magazines. If he had, you know, only like filled them up maybe like 3/4 of the way, or left you know, 1 extra bullet out of the magazine, then that's fine, right? Like, what is this 2 fully loaded magazine bullshit?
A lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
What do you think of some Republicans saying?
You said that you are the...
Sir, was Mr. Preddy acting as an assassin? Do you think he was acting as an assassin in Minneapolis?
Who is that?
Mr. Preddy, your deputy chief of staff said that. You don't think so?
With that being said, you know, you can't have guns. You can't walk in with guns.
What about the Second Amendment?
Unless you're Kyle Rittenhouse and you are right wing, I guess. Then you can walk in with guns.
You can't walk in with guns. You can't do that. But It's just a very unfortunate incident.
What about the Second Amendment, sir?
That is anti-gun bullshit. And yes, I'm gonna say this plainly and honestly. I'm embarrassed. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Is that a little girl with a Trump hat? And people like these pro-Palestine people say children can't be Nazis.
I think that said Trump. Yeah, it says make something Trump again. Farm something Trump. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. So, what a fucking surprise.
What has he actually done? And action-wise, the Second Amendment has never been more protected than it is right now. That's not an opinion. That's just fact. If not for the judges he appointed, states like New York and California would not even be having conversations about how to comply with concealed carry rulings right now. They'd still be telling you to go F yourself. Gun sales are down, not because people don't like guns, but because people don't feel like their rights are about to be erased overnight like they do when the Democrats are in office. They'll say the same shit Trump said and then actively try to pass legislation against the Second Amendment. Trump says some off-the-wall shit, but his actions do something else. He may not even like the Second Amendment, but because the people do, he has to do what the people want. I can't think of anything more American than that. You want to know the biggest endorsement of the Second
So, if this guy had any fucking intellectual honesty whatsoever, he would point out the only fucking reason the Trump administration is saying stupid horseshit like this, like, oh, he had 2 fully loaded magazines. What is he doing at a protest with a gun? You can't do that. He was a hired assassin, and making up all this fucking horseshit. It's because of, like, this political polarization where they're trying to demonize and justify politically motivated fucking killings. That's all it is. So, like, why isn't he mentioning this? Like, you'll notice, Trump and all these MAGA fucktards, they were totally cool with Kyle Rittenhouse showing up to a fucking protest with an AR-15. They were also fine with January 6 rioters with concealed carry weapons. I can't remember the figure, but there were literally hundreds of people that were at the January 6th riot that were concealed carrying. There are hundreds. None of them have a fucking problem with that. And in fact, they try to even defend the January 6th riot. It's just fucking crazy. But then somebody's literally, all they're doing is filming ICE, and they happen to have a concealed carry gun legally on them. Oh, well, he deserved it. If he had any intellectual honesty whatsoever, he'd be calling out the Trump administration for clearly not giving a fuck about 2A rights. And they're just making these anti-2A arguments because it justifies a political killing.
Second Amendment. A system where even the president who says dumb shit about guns.
I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff.
Cannot unilaterally destroy the right, even if he wanted to, because the Constitution, the courts, and the structure of the country won't allow it. That's the power of the Second Amendment. So yeah, I'll take the embarrassment of stupid rhetoric as long as the actions continue to protect the right, because at the end of the day, that's
this dumb motherfucker doesn't realize that they don't care about your rights. The Trump administration does not care about your rights. That's why they're making these arguments. Anything that they can use to justify political violence, they will do it. So now they're making anti-2A, like they're just using anti-2A rhetoric. Again, this guy has no intellectual honesty. This guy is a bootlicking fucktard. Oh, well, it's kind of okay that Trump is, promoting this, and the entire administration is promoting this anti-2A rhetoric, because, like, at the end of the day, they're pro-Second Amendment, so, like, whatever, I'll give them an excuse. Like, it's fucking retarded.
That's what matters. Now, the first
and again, they're using this to justify murdering an American citizen who doesn't politically agree with them. It's insane. The whole point of the Second Amendment is to prevent like a tyrannical government from taking over and like fascism spreading. And then here you go. A guy is murdered for his fucking political beliefs. And then they justify they justify it by making some anti-2A nonsense. He had 2 fully loaded magazines. Like, it's crazy. The fact that this guy isn't calling it out. Bootlicker.
Question. Simple question. Was this man legally allowed to carry a firearm? Yes. Under Minnesota law, he was legally allowed to carry a firearm. He was legally allowed to bring that firearm to a protest. Minnesota statute 624.7142 does not prohibit carrying a firearm at a protest. That part is not debatable. Was it smart to bring a gun to a protest where you know tensions are high and federal agents are present and put yourself in the middle of an interaction? I wouldn't do that shit. But whether...
Right. I wonder if he said anything similar in the Kyle Rittenhouse case.
Whether something is smart and whether something is legal are 2 completely different conversations, and people keep collapsing them on purpose. Now, let me say this clearly, because this is the core...
Like, by the way, he's still trying his hardest to not, like, address the elephant in the room. The Trump administration is trying to justify a politically motivated killing by making some, like, anti-2A... making up some anti-2A horseshit. Like, oh, you can't carry a gun to a protest.
2A issue. Simply having a firearm on you does not make you a criminal. Simply having 2 magazines does not make you a criminal. It does not mean you're planning a mass shooting. For Christ's sakes, you got people in the gun industry who would literally say, if you don't carry a spare mag, you're doing it wrong. Nothing about his behavior gave me mass shooter vibes. Nothing about his demeanor gave me aggressor.
Oh, well, these are highly trained ICE agents that watched an instructional videotape and got like 3 days worth of training and a $50,000 sign-up bonus with no background check. So clearly these highly trained agents who watched an instructional videotape know a little bit more about who is and isn't a mass shooter threat than you. So unless you saw the same instructional videotape and got the $50,000 sign-up bonus without doing a proper background check, then I think it's okay for federal agents to murder law-abiding citizens. Sorry, if they want to kill you and your children and your family members, it's tough luck. They got the $50,000 sign-up bonus where they can just do that. Like, it's... Again, he is not addressing the elephant in the room. These are federal agents. They have fucking immunity. Basically, they'll receive no consequences from doing any of this fucking shit, which is highly fucking illegal. And they have the entire administration protecting them. And they're using like this anti-2A rhetoric, and he will not mention any of this. This guy is a bootlicker mega fucktard. Again, I called it. He would never, ever actually criticize the Trump administration for what they're doing. He even gave them an out. Like, oh, well, they're fundamentally pro 2A. It's just that they're saying something stupid.
Carly almost died again.
January. Yeah, I heard he's a dumbass. We can watch that video, I guess. Thanks for the donation, SS. We'll watch it after this.
I didn't know Candons thought that Jews ran the slave trade.
She's been saying that over and over and over again for the longest time.
That the entire world came down on Kanye West when he tweeted that he was going to go deaf on Palestinian Jewish people. But what was the other half of Kanye's tweet?
On Jewish people?
Yeah.
Guys
and also the beginning.
Yeah. I already knew that. Thanks for the donation, G.
People like this guy are why white nationalists think people of color are less intelligent than white people.
Oh, yeah. You've got a fucking black person who claims to be pro 2A, you know, pro Second Amendment, you know, like, oh, let's have a small government, protect citizens' rights, let's not pay too high taxes, like a lot of libertarian beliefs. And then he's trying to defend federal agents from murdering law-abiding citizens because of their political beliefs. And he's not even criticizing the fucking administration for justifying the murder for somebody's political beliefs. And then using some anti-2A, like, it's crazy. And then, yeah, like, I can guarantee you all the fucking white nationalists and shit are like, good thing we have dumb blackies like this who will back us up. Like, when we finally use ICE to round up all the fucking darkies, he'll be really great use to us. Like, fucking idiot. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Didn't have both the left and right want to trample your gun rights on my 2026 bingo card. The progressives have always been retarded on this issue, but I expected the right to at least be consistent on 2A rights, but I guess not.
The Trump administration has never cared about gun rights, ever. Like, again, after the shooting in Vegas, Trump banned bump stocks, which was just fucking nonsensical. Like, as if he ever cared about gun rights. And again, Trump doesn't care about anybody's rights and freedoms. The guy's, like, fucking deported American citizens to fucking Venezuela. It's... So what do you expect? It's just Trump administration tyrannical horseshit. Thanks for the donation, though. Ben Boy.
And honestly, the license argument doesn't even matter as much as people think it does. Yes, we know he had a license, but even if we didn't know that in the moment, simply possessing a firearm does not automatically turn
That's not a firearm, that's a cell phone.
You into a criminal. Besides, they weren't restraining him because he had a gun. They didn't even know he had a gun until he was on the ground. You may not like the fact that he was protesting ICE. That still does not strip him of his Second Amendment.
It's highly debatable that he was protesting ICE. He was just filming. He had a brief interaction with some of the agents after they noticed him filming. So I don't know what he told them, if he said anything to the effect that he doesn't agree with what they're doing and he's there to support the protesters, but very debatable to even say the guy was protesting when you can look at all the video footage that's available. He was just there filming.
Can I ask why you're subscribed to him?
Well, I used to think his content was pretty decent, but then this fucktard exposed himself for being a fucktard. This guy is just a massive, ridiculous hypocrite. Like, his priority is not human rights and freedoms and protecting the Second Amendment. His priority is allegiance to the MAGA cult, clearly. Because if his priority was protecting, like, human rights and the Second Amendment, he'd be calling out the Trump administration for, like, all this bullshit. But no. And he keeps trying to give them a way out. Oh, well, even though they're saying this, they're still pro-2A. Like, it's just, yeah. This guy's a pathetic fucktard.
Rights
Thanks
anymore
for that,
than if someone who is pro-ICE went to protest against the protesters while carrying their gun. The Second Amendment is for everybody, not just people you agree with, not just people who vote like you, not just people who make.
But you won't criticize the Trump administration for making up horseshit to justify a politically motivated killing.
Make you comfortable. If your belief in the Second Amendment disappears the second the person carrying a gun isn't on your team, then do you actually believe in the Second Amendment? Now, let's talk about what actually happened in the video. From what I saw, it looked like he was filming two women who were actively agitating the officer, blowing whistles, getting in his face, escalating the situation. From my perspective, it looked like documentation, not participation. I don't know if he told them to stop. I don't know if he tried to de-escalate verbally. All I can tell you is what it looked like to me from the footage. And yes, those whistles were annoying as hell. They annoyed me just watching the video. But annoyance is not illegality. Blowing whistles is actually protected speech under the First Amendment. At the same time, I also saw the agent pushing one of the women to the ground. Was that legally justified? Was she under arrest? Was he enforcing?
No, they're thugs. Like, by the way, they're being told to deliberately violate people's rights. There was that whistleblower who leaked that internal memo. Yeah, just break into people's houses. You don't need a fucking warrant. Like, I'm sure they're being told other shit too. Like, if anybody gives you shit, just kick their ass, bully them. These people also get no training. They're getting massive fucking sign-up bonuses up to like $50,000. Like, I mean, there's so many systemic issues here where they're selecting from a pool of people who are inherently racist and violent, and then they're given incentive to be more racist and violent than normal, like the normal fucking police. And again, he won't call out the Trump administration for any of this. He will, like, notice how everything he's saying is not calling out the Trump administration and blaming Trump or any of these, like anything. It's the MAGA cult thing. He doesn't want to upset the MAGA cult.
Well then, I kindly ask you, please, for common human decency's sake, to unsubscribe from this guy.
Well, yeah, obviously. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Something specific?
Fucking dumbass.
I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know just to make people feel better. Now, the dynamic clearly changed when the guy stepped between the agent and the woman after she went down.
Like, dude, I think any sensible fucking person seeing somebody, like, get thrown for no reason whatsoever.
I don't know. I'm not.
Like, there's absolutely no reason for them to have done this. Like, they weren't planning on arresting her.
Gonna pretend I know just to make people feel better. Now, the dynamic clearly changed when the guy stepped between.
And by the way, notice how this guy instantly took out his pepper spray. Like, why? Again, the use of force here is completely and utterly unjustified. It's just absolute nonsense.
The agent and the woman after she went down. Do I think he was trying to be malicious? It looked to me like he was just trying to protect someone who had just fallen. Did that decision introduce risk, especially while he was armed? Yes, absolutely. And here's where the two-way reality.
Oh, well, it was kind of his fault for what happened. Okay, here we go.
Kicks in. You have a right to protest. You have a right to carry a firearm, even at a protest. Protests can turn violent. You still have to get back to your car. You still have to go home. All that shit. You're not any more safer at a protest. If I were protesting something, chances are I'd be carrying too, because I can legally do that. But I'm not going to engage federal agents while they're working.
Here we fucking go. So again, rather than calling out the Trump administration for creating a situation where law-abiding citizens are getting murdered for their political beliefs, oh, well, it's their fault at the end of the day for being dumb. I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done that. It's not smart to bring a gun to a protest and do these things. Again, bootlicker.
And I'm definitely not stepping between a federal agent while he's actively pushing someone else. That agent doesn't know me or my intentions. So I'm not risking that. When I carry a gun, I have two personalities, Pussy and John Wick. I'm the most passive person in the world when I'm carrying a gun. But if someone is trying to kill me or someone I love, you get to meet John Wick. When you carry a gun, you are held to a higher standard. Not morally, practically. The same way federal agents are held to a higher standard because they are armed.
Dude, it's just so absurd. We saw the footage. In no way did he, interfere with that fucking agent. The guy just threw the woman, and he was like, whoa, dude, can you calm down? And then he just, instantly gets pepper sprayed and thrown to the fucking ground. And then he's blaming him for everything that happens. Oh, well, obviously he was going to get murdered after he was apprehended and unarmed. He shouldn't have done that.
Armed and empowered by the government. That's
Fucking
not
idiot.
favoritism. That is responsibility. Now let's get back to the incident itself. This shooting looks fucking bad and dripping in negligence.
Now we'll slow things down so each moment is clear. Here is Preddy. Several agents are restraining him, and this is the Border Patrol agent who will shoot him first. This appears to be when agents first notice that Preddy is carrying a firearm and yell that he has a gun.
So that guy just took his gun out of his
Watching the
waistband.
same moment from a different angle, the agent who first pepper sprayed Preddy beats him several times with the spray canister.
Oh wow, smashed him in the head with a spray can.
We can see that both of Preddy's arms...
So by the way, this is a normal reaction to getting fucking pepper sprayed. You tend to cover your face because your face and eyes are burning and shit. And then what ends up happening is these officers are trying to get your hands behind your back, and you have a natural reaction to like cover your face, and then they make things even worse by like punching and kicking you and shit. Like, it's insane. No police agency on the entire fucking planet is trained to do this stupid horse shit. And then this dumb fuck is trying to like make an excuse for this. Oh well, he shouldn't have done that.
Down by his head. This agent...
He was protesting ICE. He was in another confrontation with ICE a week earlier.
Who the fuck cares? What does that have to do? Thanks for giving me a fucking cell phone version of a fucking link, by the way, that I can't fucking read. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, why the fuck do these bootlicking fucktards want to make excuses for ICE agents for murdering people for no fucking reason? Oh, well, you know what? He's a bit of a troublemaker. Did you know he was at another ICE protest and he was telling them that he doesn't like what they're doing? So obviously he should have gotten shot because he was doing something that the government didn't want him to do. Go suck cock somewhere else. Why? Why are you so interested in giving excuses for federal agents like who have fucking federal immunity and giving them excuses to murder people for no reason? What is your interest? Ramsey's Brandon $22. If you decide to go back to eating meat, what would you change your name from Vegan Gains to? I don't know. That's not going to happen. What food did you enjoy before going vegan? Nothing. Thanks for the donation, dude.
In gray, reaches to remove Preddy's weapon from his hip. As this agent unholsters his gun, nudges the agent in gray out of the way, and fires. Let's rewind and focus on the agent who shoots first. Just seconds before he fired, he was facing away from Preddy and focusing on an entirely different situation as he tries to spray a nearby woman with an irritant.
Again, for no reason. This is in no way going to help them. If they want to have an arrest, it will not help them.
The spray appears to malfunction, and the agent turns as he adjusts it. That's when someone yells that Preddy has a gun.
So he might have literally just reflexively shot at the guy because somebody yelled gun.
Around 5 seconds after fully turning his attention toward Preddy, the agent draws his weapon and shoots. His arm visibly recoils at the first shot. The firearm...
So the guy who took the gun might have, like again, I said this before, he might have actually discharged the gun because the guy shot Preddy, and people are saying it's the other way around.
My nigga Trump's ICE agents gang ain't playing. We're demonstrating that if people wanna fuck around they're gonna find out. All you white lip cucks who wanna get in the way of these brown people shit staining our country is gonna get bopped. Hail ICE.
That's nice. Thanks for the donation, Kid Boo.
Has clearly been removed from the scrum when the first shots are fired toward Preddy at close range.
So this guy accidentally discharged his gun.
The officer who disarmed Preddy can be seen reacting to the sound of the first shot, looking back toward the...
Yeah, he He accidentally discharged
There are
again.
people defending these creeps, and I thought humanity was supposed to be the most intelligent species on the planet.
Oh, everyone's a bootlicking fucktard. Like, here's the thing. Most people don't really, like, they're not smart enough to understand, like, the reason there's a Second Amendment or a First Amendment or, like, anything, like, any rights at all is because they benefit from it. Like, everyone collectively benefits from it, including any one particular individual. And then these dumbasses who are ideologically possessed by, you know, something like, you know, the MAGA cult, suddenly they think these, like, rights and freedoms, oh, well, they're getting in the way of people I politically, you know, of us persecuting people that we politically disagree with. And then they don't realize, like, as soon as you know, press that button where, okay, well, the Second Amendment doesn't apply anymore because it's getting in the way of us politically persecuting certain people, well, now you lose that fucking right and privilege too. So, people are just fucking stupid. They're just too dumb to understand the importance of these rights and freedoms. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
So apparently MAGA says that having a gun on you makes you valid target now. Funny how MAGA love to say they are principled unlike the left. You ever expect the MAGA cult to make this turn? What do you think Andrew Wilson's take on this situation?
I have no idea. It doesn't surprise me. Like, again, the Trump administration was never pro-Second Amendment. But thanks for the donation, G. Yeah.
Connor fell high on ketamine.
We literally already watched that exact same clip twice already. Just a few minutes ago. Thanks for the donation, SS.
Skirmish. The shooter was standing behind Preddy and not under direct threat, contradicting statements from Homeland Security officials that he fired.
VG, you're my favorite streamer.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered. Appreciate the donation, Rack.
Fired defensive shots.
Yeah, defensive shots. They all lie. It's just what they do. So they all lie to cover each other's asses, and then, again... Do you think Colin is going to say fucking anything about the Trump administration trying to, like, protect them, lying about the shooting, and, like, no, of course not.
He also has a vantage point to see the gun pulled from the scene, but it's unclear if he did, and whether he thought a weapon was still on Preddy. He then fires 3 more shots from behind Preddy.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Whose arms are down as he appears to brace himself against the pavement. In one hand, he still holds his phone, and in his other, his glasses. The agent in gray who removed Preddy's gun carries it across the street. Preddy is disarmed and falling to the ground. But the agent who first pepper sprayed Preddy and later beat him with a canister also pulls out his gun. From a distance, despite the fact that Preddy is lying motionless on the ground, these 2 agents fire 6 more shots. Neither is under threat.
Oh yeah! Finally, I get to use this thing. Die, white fucking libtard! Yeah, bang, bang, bang!
Like, that's literally what they're thinking.
In total, the agents fire 10 shots in 5 seconds.
The real question...
Like, dude, it's funny how, again, no one's pointing out that these people's job is to round up darkies. That's who they're looking for. They're not fucking looking for, you know, some white person from fucking Germany or the UK that might have overstayed their visa. They're looking for darkies. They're looking for fucking Africans or fucking Muslims or Mexicans or what have you. And then they're trying to deport them and send them to some like Venezuelan prison or some shit. So they're trying to harass like ethnic people, and they've done a great job at murdering white American citizens so far. Like, no one's pointing out that issue. It's just so weird. Like, I guess it's because of like, if you're not with us, you know, kind of mentality. Again, the white ethno-nationalists want the stupid shit. But like, somehow they're all okay with white people getting fucking murdered. But like, I guess again, it's because these white people aren't on their side, so they're fine with the they're fine with whiteys getting killed as long as they're the libtard kind of whiteys. It's like fucking stupid. Colin Noir, like, what a... I can't get over how much of a pathetic bootlicker this guy is. Like, holy fuck, dude. Especially knowing if this guy was walking down the street and ICE vehicles were patrolling around, they'd probably stop him. Like, we've literally seen videos of ICE randomly arresting people. And by the way, they're told to do this. They're told to randomly make arrests based off of somebody's skin color. Yeah, if you see anybody who's ethnic, just arrest them and, you know, see if you can fucking deport them. And then here's fucking darky McBlackass fucking trying to defend ICE, who would racially profile him and wouldn't give a fuck about blowing his brains out.
Was responding to you saying he wasn't protesting ICE. I sent evidence he was protesting ICE. Wasn't making excuses for ICE. Look up Daily Mail. Alex Pretty broke rib in violent confrontation with ICE days before he was also tracking ICE via group chat.
Yeah, so stupid. He wasn't protesting ICE when he got shot. He was filming. Unless you consider filming to be an act of protest, he was not protesting ICE when he got shot. So why the fuck are you telling me this? You might as well have told me he ate toast for breakfast. Did you know that? Did you know this guy drinks water? Like, okay, great. What does it have to do with the fucking killing we're talking about? You're being an idiot. Like, go fuck yourself. I'm not stupid. You can't play these dumb fucking games with me. There's a reason why you'd fucking mention this guy was trying to cause trouble for ICE and he was being a fucking agitator. You're trying to manipulate people into thinking his murder was justified. That's the only reason you would fucking mention that. And now that you can't use that fucking argument because all the fucking video evidence proves is that ICE murdered him in cold blood for no fucking reason. Oh, well, I wasn't trying to convince you of that. I just like sharing random facts that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. That's just what I do. Yeah, sure.
Nigga, how is he bootlicking when he's saying the shooting isn't justified? The shooting is justified because anyone who messes with our operation to clean the shit stains from our demographics gets the death penalty. Hail Hydra, hail ICE, hail Hydra.
That's nice. Thanks for the donation, Kid Boo.
Are who caused it and why did the shooting continue afterwards? There are two plausible scenarios. One, an officer draws under stress, finger on the trigger, cold conditions, movement during a struggle, and negligently discharged the gun. Two, an officer disarms him.
Buddy, I think we're seeing a fucking pattern here where these ICE agents are malicious. So, like, this isn't normal. You don't typically see police shootings like this where a suspect is on the ground, apprehended, disarmed, and they get shot. What was it? 6 times in the fucking back by 2 different fucking agents for no reason? You also don't see the situation that happened 2 weeks earlier, where a fucking woman gets shot multiple times through her fucking windshield and driver's side window because she is just trying to roll away from a scene. This just doesn't normally fucking happen. So these people are clearly just malicious and irresponsible. That's the best, that's framing it as best as you fucking can.
Moves.
So again, more bootlicking. Oh, it was a simple mistake. Anybody could have done it. It's just tensions were high. Yeah, right, dude.
Away with the firearm and then negligently discharges it while trying to secure it. Those 2 scenarios.
He literally played the footage. The guy who shot him first immediately drew his gun and blew him away before the other, negligent discharge happened. So I don't know why he's trying to propose that theory. It doesn't even make any sense. You can see the way the guy's moving and drawing his gun. He drew and started shooting immediately. Had nothing to do with some other noise that he heard.
Lead to very different conclusions. If the first shot came from the officer moving away with the gun, it's still.
We saw the video footage. It did not. This is just retarded and lazy.
Negligence, but maybe they can argue how other agents might believe that lethal force was being used against.
Hey Kidbo, I believe Dexter himself would love to have a little word with you.
And Dexter said, "You are stupid because you made the shrinking ray the young girl."
Yes, thanks for the donation, Dodo. So again, 2 agents shot at him for no reason. The only way you can describe that is malicious. Oh, fuck yeah, I finally get to use this. Why would he shoot? There's no perceived threat. The guy's incapacitated and disarmed.
Them and they just reacted. Still negligent, but if the first shot came from the officer with his finger on the trigger and he knew it was a negligent discharge.
So again, notice how he's not bringing up any criticism of the Trump administration, how ICE is hiring agents, why we're seeing these patterns of racism, political bias, incompetence, negligence. Again, this guy's a fucking bootlicker.
Discharge and then continued firing at that point.
And then after the fact, everybody in the Trump administration tries to protect the actions of these ICE agents.
We're no longer just talking about negligence. We're talking about something fundamentally different. And this is where the law matters, not vibes, not politics. Under Graham v. Connor and Tennessee v. Garner, deadly force is judged under the 4th Amendment's objective reasonableness standard, officer by officer, second by second.
Well, that's too bad. They have federal immunity, which is something that fucking Donald Trump and the whole fucking MAGA fucktard, that's what they wanted. So now, because these agents have federal immunity, the likelihood of them ever getting prosecuted for any crime is practically 0. So, great, wonderful, you idiot. This is what you voted for.
A gun existing is not the same thing as a gun being a threat. A holstered firearm, once removed and controlled, changes the legal math immediately. Another officer yelling gun or even an accidental discharge does not automatically authorize everyone in the scene to open fire. That's not my opinion. That's just law. Until we know, 1, who fired the first shot, whether it was negligent.
Buddy, do you have fucking 2 working eyes? This is just a lie. He is clearly lying by omission. He very obviously looked through the fucking video footage. We can see who shot first. We don't know exactly why. We can't look inside his brain. But, it's pretty obvious why he fucking made the shot, why the other agent started shooting. These people are incompetent, malicious assholes. So, fucking liar. He's doing everything he can to avoid criticizing
the
administration.
Do you like rock, man? Are you into rock, man? Or more into metal? I like Rockman. Min Max Min Man Rockman. You know what I'm referring to. Nigga pussyless cuck bitch nigga fuck you.
Not really. Thanks for the donation, G. Alright, so Cali Muscle got another heart attack, and I can only assume why. But this fucktard.
Hello, wonderful.
So this fucktard, he was on TRT after his first heart attack, which is totally fine. There's no evidence that testosterone replacement therapy is bad for you if you have heart disease. The problem is this guy started doing TRT plus, if you will. So he's been pushing doses higher. And he also gained a substantial amount of weight. Like you can see, just look at the guy's arms, shoulders. You can even see his face, like and neck and everything. He's much larger than he was a few months ago. So if your heart is only operating at like 50% capacity, and then you suddenly gain like 50 pounds, if not more.
I did hear a lefty say something reasonable. White supremacists absolutely hate their own supposed in-group if they do not agree with them. They are scared of them and may be willing to use violence against them. You trolls clearly showed that tonight.
Yeah. Well, like if you go far enough right or far enough left, you see similar types of behavior, right? Where everybody ends up purity testing one another. So on the left, it's like, are you communist enough? Like, oh, do you agree with every single one of my political beliefs about trans rights, feminism, letting kids transition, abolishing, corporations and billionaires? Like, you see those sorts of purity tests, and then on the right, you see similar purity tests too. Like, oh, you have to be white enough. Like, you have to. Like, you can't have, like, a Mexican in your family unless they're a few generations down. Like, if you have, like, the wrong skin tint, you're fucked. Or if you disagree with some minor political things, like whether or not the ICE shooting was justified. Well, obviously it's justified. Like, whose side are you on? Fuck the libtards, right? So you see the same sort of behavior. Thanks for the donation, though, G. So, yeah, Cali Muscle, his heart, if I remember correctly, it was working at roughly 50% capacity after the heart attack. And then this dumbass started getting a little too comfortable and complacent. And, yeah, he went on, like, TRT plus, gained about 50 fucking pounds, and then, sure enough, he goes and has another heart attack. So, yeah, when you suddenly gain weight and everything, probably a bad idea.
February 17th, I had another heart attack. Not at home, not asleep, at the gym.
60, so 45. Oh.
The place where everyone thinks they're healthy, right? I went to full cardiac arrest. I hit my head hard. I didn't walk out. I woke up later with one stent in. That one stent that I had before from a Widowmaker, and I had 2 additional ones and a defibrillator put in. This isn't a flex. This isn't a sob story. This is a warning from someone who loves training. I train hard for you.
Dude, imagine if this was like, like 50 years ago or something. He'd be fucking dead. It's kind of crazy how good modern medicine is at keeping people alive. He'd be totally fucking dead if it wasn't for this shit.
Years I pushed the limits, and I'm telling you right now.
Cali Muscle in his video admitted to stopping his prescription medication after his first heart attack and trying to alter change through a more natural diet. Oh my god. Even if you, so I'm assuming they gave him a few meds. One would obviously be a cholesterol lowering med. Probably something for his poor heart function. I can't remember what the type of medication is, but if you have like low cardiac function, there's a specific medication for that. And there might have been some other for like blood pressure or keeping his heart rate steady, like a beta blocker. You have to be on those. Even if you, like, through natural means, get your cholesterol really low and you can get your blood pressure to a healthy level, you still want to be on the meds. Because, like, there's a reason the meds exist. They work. So it's like, how stupid can you fucking be?
If you think more drug, more steroids, more intensity mean a better quality of life, then you're mistaken, because I thought the same thing. Muscles don't mean immortality. A strong body that doesn't cancel bad choices, and your heart keeps scores quietly. So I'm going to take you guys down the road that led to the heart attack.
So is this dumb motherfucker going to be on, like, his meds now? Did he learn his lesson?
So, as everybody know, I went fruitarian for some years, which I kind of find out now causes fatty liver that causes your
fruitarian diet doesn't cause fatty liver.
Arteries to get clogged and blocked, potentially, depending on your genetics. My genetics, yes, the more carbs I eat, the more clogged up I would get, no matter what form of carb, which for me, those...
I've seen some people on a fruitarian diet have very, very elevated triglycerides. So it may be the case, like, certain people do get bad lipid markers on a fruitarian diet. I don't know what his triglycerides looked like, but I've seen fruitarians that had triglycerides like in the 600s, and then when they changed their diet to just like a normal mixed diet with, you know, like rice, potatoes, like some starches, they got their triglycerides in the low hundreds, which is a lot more reasonable. So could be the case. I don't know how big of a deal elevated triglycerides really are. I've seen some randomized trials where they try to lower triglycerides specifically without lowering LDL, and it actually didn't cause a difference in outcomes. So, but yeah, he should have been on his fucking meds. I think that's the fundamental problem.
Those that don't know me, I did 11 years in prison. In all, I did 7 years straight, and I kept going back 4 years. In that 11 years, I was eating top ramen every single day, honey buns. I had to have my 2 Snickers, not to mention all the processed food that the prisons and jail give you. So I was already a walking time bomb. So I got out of prison. My last stint was in 2006, and I started making money, so I decided to get in bodybuilding. Just to think, I've been eating from a kid till 34, already back. So I probably already had, well, I know I had some issues because I always seen my feet with water and edema. When I take off my socks, it had an indentation. So I had already acquired some type of...
So he might have had some degree of kidney damage.
It's fucking crazy. A middle ground person can be a white supremacist hating racist capitalist according to the far left, and a betrayer to the white race according to the far right. Who thought you could be both at the same time? We are completely fucked.
Yeah, well, again, it's political polarization, and a lot of it's driven through horseshit like TikTok. Luckily, the Trump administration seems to have worked out a deal with the CCP, and they are selling off some of TikTok, and an American company is going to have some control over the algorithm, so hopefully some of the shit's going to get better over time. Thanks for the donation, though, G. So he might have had some amount of kidney damage or heart disease, you know, before.
Plaque in my heart, even before bodybuilding. So boom, I get into bodybuilding in 2010 and was winning shows, but I always...
Some people just have edema. Like, that does happen, but that is usually a sign of poor heart or kidney function.
Always notice on my left leg and foot, it would retain water while the right one wouldn't. And so that was a big issue.
So if it's not bilateral, that could just be a sign that, you know, he just has some, like, what is it, venous insufficiency or something on one leg. It's not necessarily a sign of a systemic problem.
Issue for me in bodybuilding. Like, I couldn't understand why my calves wasn't super hard and vascular, you know, and I just took notice. So then I moved from LA to Vegas in 2016, and my feet swelled up, my feet and ankles. I changed my diet to only rice and turkey for 2 years to try to combat this issue that I should have went to the doctor, you know what I mean, and got I didn't know about an EKG, cardiovascular stress test. I didn't know about all this stuff, and I was scared to find out, right? And so I had my kids through IVF because I had...
I think an EKG is like, it takes seconds. I had one in the hospital. I was surprised how quick it was. They just attach some stickies to like around your chest, and then they press a button, doot doot doot, and then you're done. And I was like, oh, it's that quick? Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you get the test done? It's so fucking quick. It's not like it takes hours or days, and you have to have like some weird thing hooked up to you. Literally takes seconds to get it done.
Had to bring back up my sperm. I had to get off steroids for 2 years to bring back up my sperm, and I was able to have my twin 2019 on Christmas. They Christmas babies. And so from there, I moved back to LA, and
dude, that sucks. I know parents like the idea of having kids on Christmas, but if you're a kid, having your birthday on Christmas must suck so much ass. I knew some kid on my hockey team whose birthday was on Christmas, and the way he worked it out with his parents was he had a brother whose birthday was like in the summer. So what they do is they celebrate both their birthdays in the summer, so that like they can't get like gaslit or fucked with. Like with Christmas presents plus birthday presents, like, and it ends up being like, oh, you only get Christmas presents. Dodo donated $2. I mean, TikTok could finally be banned. Well, they're not banning it. They're just going to, they're going to allow an American company to control the algorithm, so it can't be used for like CCP propaganda. And they're also going to be beholden to the Supreme Court. So that would fix like 99% of the problems with TikTok. Forever, yes, Trump is finally doing something right for once. Well, they're not banning it, but again, they're fixing the fundamental problem with TikTok. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
in 2020, and everything was going good. I was doing all the content, car content, having fun, ripping and running, doing mukbang. You know, even when I did the mukbangs, I thought, oh, I'm not eating all this food. It shouldn't hurt me, you know, but I was still eating that bodybuilder diet, a lot of rice. You know, my main thing was rice. That's what I would eat, oatmeal and rice. And for me, evidently,
rice is not a problem.
It don't metabolize right in my system. And so 2021,
it's really weird how he's not mentioning like the meat and dairy and eggs, like he's eating rice of all things. Nigga. This guy thinks rice was the fundamental problem with his diet. Rice. Yeah, sure, pal. Where does everybody get their stupid fucking ideas? I don't know if he ever, full day of eating, 4,000 calories, So there we go. Eggs with the yolk, loaded with cholesterol. Oats are fine, so, you know, those are good for you. That looks like normal milk.
Fasted all my life, every morning. Now my oatmeal is done, and you know the fun thing about oatmeal is every day for me is a different texture. Sometimes I leave it with more water, less water, and today it's about medium range. You could put more cinnamon or not, because a lot of people ask me, how do I eat the same thing all my life every morning? And truthfully, I'm not real hungry in the morning, and it has a lot to do with why I stay cut, shredded, and stuff, because I kind of work out kind of fasted. I only eat a cup of oatmeal. So I do use cane sugar, man, because it's old school. If you go, you know,
Oh, that's
if
sugar.
anybody asks cane sugar, right? And
Okay, well, sugar isn't good for you, but...
so we had meal number 2, right? Up in here today. Them eggs,
So more eggs, more cholesterol.
Trying to
So, like, again, this isn't like some weird cheat day.
Y'all didn't know that.
So he eats a lot of eggs, apparently.
Microwave they full grown berserk. You know what I'm saying? So I come to find non-GMO, you know, workout for.
That's really weird. Eggs, rice, and spinach.
Bro, I was saying that shit, y'all. My third meal, bro. They killing you.
So Skippy peanut butter has palm oil added to it, so it's pretty high in the bad type of saturated fat.
Like that, bye, 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 bye.
And it's loaded with sugar too.
You know what I'm talking about? Salmon, some white.
So salmon, in terms of like heart health, it's not a bad option necessarily anyway.
Rice, some pineapple in there, spinach, carrots, and when we just, you know, doing it like this, you
It's better than the eggs at least.
Right here, see what it says.
So yeah, more chicken. It's not going to be high in saturated fat, but it is more cholesterol. So if he's prone to having elevated LDL, just not great choices.
And garlic powder, that's it.
So like it's really weird. Eggs loaded with cholesterol, chicken, like even though it is lean, again, that's just more cholesterol. And then he thinks white rice was his problem. It's just really like, well, the guy's a retard, right? So
I went to the dentist that day. Woke up at midnight with a heartburn feeling. Go to the hospital, boom, they say I'm having a widowmaker heart attack, right? So they put in a stent. And at the time of the stent they put in, the doctor told me that he kind of botched it, you know. So I still noticed after that, a little swelling in my feet. It wasn't, you know, like how I thought it should be. I went to a couple of doctors. They was very negative because my ejection fraction was low. And so, you know, I went about this journey, fruitarian, eating once a day, fasting, water fasting, all of this. And I thought I was doing the right thing.
that's stupid. How about you just take your meds?
Especially with...
Dude, it's bizarre. This guy has done steroids, and he got them all through the black market. You know he's doing black market steroids. And we actually know for a fact that they're black market because the guy that he was buying steroids from was indicted. He was being investigated by the FBI, and he was running a UGL steroid lab. He was selling shit to Cali Muscle. What else was there? He was selling shit to Cali Muscle, Mark Lobliner, that other black ass guy. What's his fucking name? Mike Rashid. The guy who gets women to pay him to cheat on him. So we know he was getting black market fucking steroids. And then this guy gets medication from a doctor, and they tell him, you just had a heart attack. You have to take these meds to stay alive. I don't know if that's a good idea.
With the fruit fast,
Like,
just
you
eating
can't,
straight fruit.
you literally cannot help some people. They're just too stupid.
And how I was eating it, people that eat fruit are okay. They getting fiber. I was juicing most of it. Even though I had my bouts, I did 16 days on apples, 11 days on pineapple. But during those different fasts, watermelon 35 days, another watermelon 31 days. Even through these fasts, I was still drinking a lot. I was pressed. And that's like drinking soda, I come to find out. And so what happens is with that, you get fatty liver. And so with my body, that's go converting to blockages in my artery, right? In my heart. And so, boom, I'd stopped my medication. I just went on this fruitarian, super healthy lifestyle, only eating once a day mostly. And, you know, everybody was clowning me. I got super sucked up and skinny and ripped. And
Yeah, and then he gained like 50 fucking pounds suddenly, because he likes being big. And then, what do you know? He's off his meds, doing more steroids, gains 50 pounds, and then another heart attack. Cali Muscle donated $2. Let me see.
I'm not
watching that.
I thought I was doing the right thing. Firstly, I had a widowmaker and I had a stent in. I wasn't supposed to stop my med. Come to find.
Oh yeah, Mike Rashid, he was never, ever at any point natural. What was his rapper name? It was something with the Q. It's like caffeine or some shit. It was really weird. Oh no. Sync or some shit. Or Clinique or some crap.
In this bitch. Hey. Yeah. Boy Sync you. Hey. Yeah. Gigolo. What it is. They say you gotta.
Yeah, this was Mike Rashid when he was some like fucking street bum loser. And he tried to get into the gangster rap game. This is before all the fitness industry crap. Yeah, this guy thought he'd look really cool for the rap videos doing steroids. He might have been doing steroids for years before this, too. Just because, like, why wouldn't you? If you wanted to be jacked. But yeah, he's always been on gear. And what was hilarious when that drug bust happened with the FBI and, Lowbliner, Cali Muscle, Mike Rashid, their steroid dealer went under. They had to, I think they were either worried they were still under investigation by the FBI, or they had to find new sources. They all shrunk. So for a few months after that drug bust happened, they all got smaller. And then they all had weird excuses like, oh, I'm just going to focus more on cardio right now, and then they got a new source and then got bigger again. Dodo donated $2. Let me see. Millions of Mossad agents have taken over the streets of Iran. Yeah. What a stupid excuse.
What I think the administration could do better is the tone with which they're describing this. That immediately when an incident like this happens, they come out guns blazing, that we took out a violent terrorist, hooray. And the problem is, particularly for someone not paying attention, if you're being told this is a mom of three and there's no indication, she's not waving an ISIS flag or doesn't have a suicide vest around her, escalating the rhetoric doesn't help.
Terry, evaluate.
Yeah,
that was in reference to Renee Good, but it could also be the same about Alex Preddy.
And not the first time in my life I've said this phrase, but I disagree with Ted Cruz.
Yes, we should be happy when ICE murders white people who have no criminal record and we're not doing anything illegal.
Look, the problem isn't the tone.
Right.
Like,
it's what's happened.
Look, like,
there's no accountability for any of them, and they're just lying. Like, that is a huge problem.
Tone is on top of everything else.
That's happened.
That's happened. The situation with Alex Preddy getting shot, and then the guy cosplaying as a conservative who's now running the FBI, Kash Patel, coming out and saying, you can't bring a gun to a protest and you deserve to be shot or arrested if you do. Well, I'm old enough to remember when Janet Reno and Bill Clinton were coming for when I started in politics, coming for our guns with the ATF because of Ruby Ridge and Waco. And that animated our base. And now we're...
Well, now you're seeing everybody lick the boot and come up with excuses because, again, they're trying to justify political violence. It's like they don't care about your rights. The conservative movement has been hijacked by literal fucking fascists.
We do have some breaking news to tell you about right now. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was giving her first town hall in her district in Minneapolis amid these ongoing tensions with ICE and Border
Ilhan Omar is a piece of shit.
Patrol. She was talking about Congresswoman, she was talking about Kristi Noem, rather, when suddenly this happened.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Somebody spray shit at her?
I don't know.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing.
Is that mayonnaise?
In that moment, you heard some bad language. We apologize for
I have
that.
a feeling
but
that was
minutes ago,
mayonnaise.
as this news conference was being live streamed, officials are encouraging the town hall to end out of safety concerns.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was mayonnaise. That's either mayonnaise, salad dressing, or like maybe toothpaste. But I'm pretty sure that's mayonnaise. Wait, what is... It's like he's holding it. Oh, that's coming out of a syringe. I have no fucking idea what that is. Weird. Yeah, that looks like a 3cc syringe. Really strange. Don't know what that is.
As she addresses her constituents, as it does seem, for all intents and purposes, that Congresswoman Omar is okay and can.
Now. I love kitty noises. Oh. Looks like they're having a disagreement. Oh, hey, Gum Gum. Kitty's drinking. Wow. Oh my goodness. Those are some good kitties. Can't tell me those aren't good cats. Those are some good cats, all right. Wow. Look at them doing cat stuff. Oh my goodness. Wow, I love that noise. Well, thanks for the donation, Dodo. I had some funny shit happen today. The turn signal relay on my sidecar blew out. It was buzzing when I started the bike up, but I tested the turn signals and it was turning fine, and the buzzing went away when you put on the turn signals. So there's something wrong with the relay. But it was like working. So then I go to get groceries, and then because it's like it's a Russian bike, right? Like it's a little stupid. If there's anything wrong electrically with any part of the bike, so like if a turn signal goes out, the bike will idle funny. It won't like want to start. You have to like give it some throttle or something to get it going. So because the turn signal relay completely went out, like I had no turn signals at all, it started running funny where if I went like faster than about 80 kilometers, like the bike would just lose power. So I pulled over to the side of the road, and I was just trying to see like what was going on. And then I tried just starting the bike up again, seeing if it would, like drive properly. And then there's I see flashing lights behind me. There's a cop car that pulled me over, and I was like, oh, damn it. I hope I don't get a ticket. So then I just told them what was going on. I told them I just suddenly had like some electrical problem with the bike, and I'm having trouble getting it to go like past 80. And then they told me, like, look, since you're pretty close to where you want to be going anyway, and it'd be easier if you're going to call a tow to get the tow truck to, like, pick you up in the other town, then they offered to escort me since the bike would run, and I still had, like, brake lights. So they didn't give me a ticket. They were nice enough to just escort me to the grocery store that I was going to go to anyway. And then I call the tow truck place. The nearest one was estimating about 4 to 5 hours until they could actually give me a tow. And they're probably going to charge me like at least $200 for the tow. So I decided to just, drive home and hope for the best. I didn't take the highway. I took the like slightly longer way home on different side roads. And I got home just fine. But luckily I do actually have a spare turn signal relay. So hopefully that just fixes everything. I might have to replace the clutch soon. I'm a little it probably doesn't have to be replaced. It feels like the clutch is biting fine. But it might have just been the power was cutting out, and that's why I was feeling the weird feeling on the road, but it felt like the clutch might have been slipping. But it might have just been the power cutting out when I was driving. Because when I shift gears or anything, like I feel like it's biting pretty good.
Find out, and I just still wasn't doing the right thing. Now that this happened, I know, right? So bad. Fast forward 3 years go by, 2021, 24.
Well, for one thing, Ladas are made fun of. Like, the car is bad, but like they run. Like they wouldn't like. It's a different kind of design philosophy where you might have these odd little problems with like a Lada, but they're easy to get going again. So you might have to tinker around a little bit, like change the nozzle on a carburetor or something. But you can get them running very easy. They're hard to like just completely blow up. So Ladas aren't as bad as people make them out to be. Like they'll run pretty much no matter what. You can always get them going. Like the actual cars are made like shit though. Like if you're talking about the body and seats and all that, like there's no creature comforts. Like they're cheap, shitty cars. But yeah, it's the same thing with the Ural. They're like, you can get a lot of little stupid problems, but they're easy to fix and just keep running.
I'm doing good. I'm doing everybody, I'm basically vlogging my life. Everyday workouts on Snapchat, and I'm just everyday act right on social media. And so felt I was doing good. Getting up, going to bed at 9, and up at 2, going to the gym, which also I know is not enough sleep. I was going to the gym at 2 a.m., getting back home at about 4:30, maybe 5, take a 2-hour nap, take the kids to school. So that was my routine. I did start back eating egg and fish. And so I would do that in moderation. After my workout, I would have 4 eggs. Then I would go about the day.
It's 2021 Euro Gear Up.
Have a cup of tea, and at night I would have like some fish and a salad or quinoa. I was staying away from rice because I was scared of it. And so that was my diet.
Yeah.
That was my routine. And so fast forward.
Dude, this guy is afraid of rice, but he's fine with taking black market steroids. And he's not worried about not taking the medication recommended by his doctor for his heart issues. Like, this is just insanity. It's weird how people fucking think. Like, this is what you get when you have, like, no knowledge, no critical thinking skills, and then you just have like weird superstitions. Like, that's what it is.
Forward to January 17th, I had already worked out in the morning, which I could show you guys some clips. And Big Boy told me he was going to work out at Cerritos gym. I'm like, oh, I'm in. I don't have nothing to do today. My wife taking care of the kids or whatever. So I went to Cerritos. Now, before I went to the gym, I banged my finger. I don't know if y'all can see it right there. So I smashed my finger in the door. So that was really a sign that something was off. I've never did that.
Yeah, he's superstitious. So that... He is a dumb, superstitious idiot, so that explains why he thinks steroids are okay, rice is bad, eggs are good, like, life-saving medications for his heart condition bad. Like, it's... Oh, I hurt my finger. It was a sign from the universe. Jesus and the spirits was telling me not to go in the gym. Like...
in my life. And so when I did it, I'm like, man, I shouldn't even go to the gym. This gonna mess me up mentally. And so I went against my thoughts and I went anyway. Now, I'm gonna let you guys know, I don't remember getting to the gym, nothing. It's like, I don't know if when I hit my head, I forgot my memory left or what. But I got footage, which I'm gonna show you guys now.
Yup. What was that, Kelly? What was that?
Yeah, it's kind of what happens when oxygen gets cut off to your brain, dude. He also smashed his head on the floor, like, super hard.
60.
I've actually had something similar happen to me. I was overhead pressing, I fainted, and then I fell back on the floor and I smashed my head against the floor. And it was hard enough where I actually had some memory loss.
45. Oh, shit.
And as you see, I did 65 straight push-ups, got out, and that heart must have went crazy. Because I went forward, then, as I was going back, I tried to grab my boy AJ, and I hit my head. I was told I started snoring.
Call 911. Get your phone.
And then EMT that was in the gym working out came and did CPR, and shout out to him, man. Much like I can't wait to meet him as well. He saved my life. So bam. So hit my head. EMT, he shocked me, do CPR till the ambulance come. And I'm unconscious, guys. And so I come to find out I was in a coma, induced coma 3 days. My family didn't know if I was going to make it, and, memory, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know why I was in the hospital, nothing. And all this had to be told to me from my wife and Big Boy. And so, yeah, I stayed in the hospital for a week, 7 days, and today is my 2nd day out. I had to do this video to let you guys know that this is serious business, man. Your health, just think, I got 5-year-old twins, 6 now. They just turned 6 on Christmas. 6-year-old twins, they would have been fatherless. My wife would have been a widow. It's just all because of my past mistakes, with eating wrong, then body.
I ate too much rice. Like, Geez. I don't think he's learned anything. I don't know if he's smart enough yet to just take the meds he was recommended to take.
Bodybuilding, doing steroids and all this nonsense, bro, to be honest. You know, when you look at, and you know, I hate to say this, but when you look at competitive bodybuilding, well, we could.
You know, I really doubt the steroids themselves had much to do with his heart problems. It sounds more to do with, like, just lifestyle factors and maybe some genetic issues where he's just more prone to high cholesterol or some shit. Like, if he just took the right ancillary meds, he'd probably be fine.
Could count in
just ate better.
20 years, 10 dudes who made real money. It don't make sense. I can understand you want to be fit and in shape. You could do that naturally. I was super jacked. At 34, never touched nothing in my life. Didn't even drink pre-workout. So it's possible. You at 34, never.
You know, I'm very skeptical that he was, like, totally natural here. He says he was totally natural. I'm a little skeptical. It's possible. Like, he obviously looks different, but yeah, very skeptical. Who knows? He's kind of a lying jackass. Like, him being natural here might be, well, you know, I just take a few D-ball tablets, you know, every once in a while. Like, I have no idea. Everyone has their own kind of standard for what they consider natural. If they're like a juice head. Pretty sick Ural, kept the vintage visual style even on newer bikes. Unfortunately, they're not making any motorcycles anymore. They're importing a Chinese-made sidecar and reselling it in the United States and Europe. It's kind of fucked. And you can thank Trump for that. Trump's fucking tariffs fucked over Ural motorcycles. So the war in Ukraine caused a bunch of issues for their company because they were selling motorcycles out of Russia. They were being assembled in the Ural Mountains. And then because of the trade restrictions between Russia, they had to move their factory to Kazakhstan so that they could sell internationally. Then Trump imposed those stupid fucking tariffs. So then, like, the bikes became so fucking expensive within the United States that they just couldn't make any money anymore. So they had to scrap making their classic bikes. And now they're importing some Chinese. They're importing some Chinese bike now. Whereas I can't remember what they're fucking calling it, but they're basically reselling. This is what it is. They're calling it the Ural Neo. It's an imported Chinese bike that they're just reselling. I think they're assembling them in their factory in Kazakhstan or some shit. And like, they seem okay-ish. I mean, it's not something I'd bother getting. Like, if it was between this and getting, like, a BMW with a sidecar, I'd just get a BMW with a sidecar. Because this is 500cc, and it uses a chain drive rather than the shaft drive of the old-school Urals that they're actually making. And it's Chinese. I don't expect this to be as reliable or easy to work on. It's not a Boxer twin. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully once Trump's out of office and, you know, the tariff shit kind of normalizes, they can go back to making bikes again. But yeah, for right now, the only Urals you can buy are going to be used or like old stock from a dealer.
Touched nothing in my life. Didn't even drink pre-workout. So it's possible. You don't have to take steroids to look phenomenal. You just have to dial in your nutrition and optimize your training. And you can't just think you know. You got to get with elite people that have done it. So if you're watching this, slow down, get checked, train smarter. I want you here longer, man. Your family wants you here longer. And I want you to learn this lesson without almost dying. I'm still fighting, man. I'm fighting for life. I'm fighting to be here with my kids. I want to be here with them. Like,
you know, It's kind of interesting. He's open about his steroid use and everything. He's not talking about like what he was taking, like what doses, what compounds, like what side effects he noticed on any particular drugs. He might not have any like real idea with what he was taking. He might have like some dude who just hooks him up with his gear, and he might have some coach and he has like no idea. Because you'd think if he was kind of interested in blowing the whistle on something like this and warning people, don't do what I did, like he'd mention, what steroids he's on, what doses. I have no idea what he's like actually taking. He's for sure on like some testosterone base, especially since like he's mentioned he is on testosterone or TRT a few times. Yeah, but I don't know if he was like taking boldenone for a long period of time. There's some people who think boldenone could cause kidney damage, but there's only animal studies where there's an indication boldenone might cause kidney damage. There's absolutely no human data whatsoever indicating that it's toxic to the kidneys. There's only like a handful of case reports. And the case reports are really bad because every single one of the case reports, these people are also taking recreational drugs. So it would be interesting to see if he has like poor kidney function, but he also mentions he was on high doses of boldenone. Like it would be kind of interesting to know this. But yeah, he might not have any idea what he's taking. It's possible that he's uncomfortable sharing because he doesn't want the FBI or something knocking on his door. Sego donated $2, dude. What the fuck? Where are my sit-ups at? 12 now. You're literally scamming your fans. Skip to 5438, Frank. I'm blind and can't drive or play sports while he has a Q&A while driving. Oh my god. Are you fucking serious? 5 months ago? 5438. How does he think he's going to convince anybody of this when he's literally driving? I love how this guy is driving and reading chat in a live stream, and he's like, I'm blind, I can't see anything. You fucking idiot.
Migraine medicine, I don't know. I tried one last week. I couldn't get out of bed for 2 days. I don't like taking medication. All the medication they make it really messes your body up. Anything in the pharmaceutical system, because they don't want to give you drugs that actually work, so they just give you drugs that solve one issue and cause 5 more.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I should have just put my car there. I know I should. No, I'm not gonna get this close, no way. My vision was a little better. I could park there. But I don't trust my parallel parking skills right now. Yeah, my issues now, like, my vision's bad, but the main issue has always been the pain. Like, it's one, like, yeah, okay, my vision's a little wonky, I can't play sports anymore, I have a hard time doing most things, but the big problem is...
What does he mean can't play sports anymore? When did he ever fucking play sports?
Just the eye pain. The eye pain and...
It's kind of funny how he's like, my vision's only slightly worse, and then but then in another video he'll say he's completely blind. It's fucking retarded.
Goes in and out of focus.
Like, I wish somebody would report him to the Department of Transportation and like get his license revoked for like just because he says he's blind. Like, that's so fucking retarded. Thanks for the donation, Sega. I'll do the sit-ups later.
20 more years at least. I want to be here for you guys, give you game, knowledge, wisdom. You know,
20 more years of Cali muscle. I don't think he'll be so fortunate, if I had to guess.
Just who in the industry been through what I've been through, giving you this game? I don't see nobody.
How old is he? He's in his 50s, right? Yeah, he's exactly 50 years old. Or, no, he's going to be 51. Yeah, he's going to be 51 next month.
Talking about and believe me, it's a lot of bodybuilders that's going through these situations, but they don't want to seem weak. They don't want to let you know that they had an
What's the average age for your first heart attack? Average age for a first heart attack is approximately 65 years for men, 72 years for women, so he is definitely on the young side for a first heart attack.
Episode or, you know, something wrong with their heart or kidney and all that. I'm at the age where I'm here to help. You know, I'm here to live. I'm here to help. If you guys got questions, hit me up. If you know, a big thing, like I say, for me and knowing that something was wrong with my heart was edema, water retention. If you don't see your bones in your feet and you don't see the bones in your ankles, you holding water. So you got to be careful, man. That's the first sign, man. I had that sign, like I said, when I was in Vegas. I was 40 years old. I was so stressed out about it. It was crazy.
If you're just larger, like Dave Palumbo talked about this when he was doing bodybuilding and he got up to like 300 pounds and relatively lean. He still had like visible abs. He talked about like just being larger, you end up having water retention for whatever reason. He didn't have any problems with his heart or kidneys. He was actually smart enough to get that checked. But like if you're on relatively high doses of steroids and you're just a large person, you're going to have a higher propensity to have peripheral edema. Who knows if that was like actually a sign that he had some issue? Like, could be. Like, it's weird that he mentioned like it was only on one side of his body, like only his left leg. If it was like a systemic heart problem, you'd think it would be bilateral and like affect both legs. So who knows? Like, again, this dumbass never got like, you know, anything checked. So he really has no idea. So that's why you know, get regular checkups. Sego donated $2, dude. It's been 3 days, 14 now. Like, what the fuck? You keep saying later and never do it. I always put you on to Good Frank clips. Please stop scamming. I literally donate more than James. Skip to 728. Okay, I'll do it soon, alright?
The weather has cleared.
Oh my god, he's so fucking cringe. 728. He, you know, no matter what he does with his hair or what he wears, it's like something's wrong. It's like an alien pretending to be a human or something. It's like a disguise.
Refusing to give me the money back for the charged months. So then I called my credit card company.
Okay. I'm sorry. This is my first time meeting you and speaking with you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's no point in going on and on about. So are you going to be able to refund my money for the 6 charged months and cancel the membership and stop charging the card any further?
I personally can cancel your membership effective immediately. Any such reactivations or refunds that happened previously would have to go through our corporate office in Nevada.
So did I attend the gym at any point in time from November?
What a fucking idiot. You can't just say I didn't go to the gym for this month, therefore give me my money back. Like, some gyms actually make sure they don't oversell memberships. So if you still have an active membership, even though you're not using it, that might make them not sell any more memberships to anybody else. And then if you ask for a refund, they end up losing fucking money. Like, it doesn't work like that. You can ask, like, if there's like some fucked up situation where you were in like a motorcycle accident and you're in a coma and you were hospitalized for like 3 months and then you didn't get an opportunity to cancel your membership. Yeah, like if you mention this to somebody, they might be like generous and say, oh yeah, sure, we'll give you a refund. But you're not entitled to a refund just because you're too lazy to like show up to the gym and you just decided not to fucking go. This guy is so fucking entitled.
Till now, when you were charging me for those months?
We can look that up.
The answer is no.
Okay.
Is that what you typically do? You just typically charge people's cars and hope they figure it out on their bank statement?
You paid for the membership. Like,
I don't really understand where the hostility towards us is coming from at this
because I've dealt with many gyms before, and this is what they typically do.
Yeah.
They have a ridiculous cancellation policy,
I'm so
and they
all you had to do was ask them to cancel the fucking membership, and you didn't do that.
charge people under ridiculous circumstances.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that that's been your...
Would you say that this pandemic is a big issue for a lot of people losing their jobs, having financial issues?
Absolutely. Yourself, myself, and my team included.
So you think it's okay to charge $2,000 to someone's card over the course of 6 months?
I think you're saying you to me.
No, I'm not. I'm referring to Lifetime Fitness, and you're representing Lifetime Fitness because you have a tag on your shirt.
I am, and I'm very proud to work for Lifetime, and I actually think when it comes to health clubs, and again, I'm so sorry that you've had terrible experiences at other places in the past, we have an extremely flexible cancellation.
So, I mean, with my business personally, when
I know LA Fitness was caught doing this shit. What they'll do is if you call over the phone, you say, I want to cancel my membership. They'll say some stupid shit like, oh, sorry, you can't cancel the membership over the phone. You have to come in person to cancel the membership. They'll just try to create as much friction as possible. Some insurance company tried to do this with me, and I had to threaten to fucking sue them for them to even cancel the fucking insurance policy that I had. They said that I had to fax in like some specific document for the cancellation and specify why I wanted to cancel in the fax, and nobody has a fucking fax machine. Like it was fucked. So, and this, like, there's consumer protection laws that talk about this. You have to be able to cancel a membership through a number of reasonable means. So over the phone, you have to allow for cancellations over the phone, or through email, or like in person at like an office, like whatever customer, like whatever's convenient for a customer. You can't say, oh, you can't cancel here, you have to send it an email. Or, oh, sorry, you can't do it over the phone, you have to come in person. Oh, sorry, you can't cancel in person, you have to send an email or a fax. They'll do that to create as much friction as possible to get you to forget about it, wait a few days, and then, oh, it rolls over to the next month where they're going to charge you again. Like, that's illegal, but that doesn't sound like what was happening. It just sounds like Frank forgot that he had a membership, was too lazy to show up to the gym, and then figured he could complain and then get his money back for no reason.
whenever anyone has an issue, I'll take the loss, I'll refund their money, I'll apologize, and I'll even offer to give them something as compensation. In your case, when I reached out to you guys, you said, oh, you can cancel your membership, but we're not giving you your money back, and you made me jump through a bunch of hoops instead of just canceling the membership.
I'm sorry that that's been your experience so far. Like I said, I've spent
Well, no, I don't think you're sorry. I think you're used to dealing with people that aren't in any position to stand up for themselves and just go with it, or they don't have enough money to care about it.
I actually don't think that's the case at all, and I think that Lifetime, first and foremost, puts a lot of focus and emphasis on
the worst experience I've ever had with canceling a gym membership was when I lived in Guelph. I remember for a week straight, I'd call every single fucking day, And then they'd tell me, sorry, we can't cancel your membership right now because the manager has to do that, and the manager isn't in right now. Then I'd ask, when are they going to be in? Oh, well, they should be in tomorrow at this time. Then I'd call, and then they'd give me the same excuse. Oh, sorry, the manager isn't in. So I ended up putting a hold on the payment through my bank. And then eventually, I just went in person and told them, like, cancel the membership. Like, they were kind of... I have a funny feeling that they were fucking with me. That was after the pandemic. So chances are they were trying to just get money from people because the pandemic fucked a bunch of gyms over.
Team member and the member experience, because if you aren't having a great experience here being a month-to-month facility, there's nothing bringing you back here. And so I don't think it behooves us to not deliver a great experience to you.
So you started charging everyone's cards starting in November of last year, whether or not they canceled their membership.
That's incorrect.
So why did you start charging my card?
We actually opened up on August the 24th, and prior to that August reopening, we sent an email to all of our members that were set to reactivate. If your reactivation date was in November, you would have also received that.
So you did reactivate everyone's membership in the middle of the pandemic.
So I'm gonna have to ask that you and I step outside. We can carry on this conversation together.
He's not in the camera. He's not in the camera.
Yes, but due to the pandemic, I need 6 feet of space up here, so you need to step outside. Thank you. Any other questions? Yeah.
So he was just lazy. He didn't want to cancel his membership. I'm sure he kept telling himself, I'll go to the gym, I'll go to the gym, I'll go to the gym. Never ended up going, and then wanted a refund. What a fucking douchebag. Oh my god, what an asshole.
And I love you guys. Believe me, when it hit, man. I never thought in my life. I'm a late bloomer. I just started messing with steroids and PEDs until I was 34. And I wish I didn't get convinced by a friend to start competing in bodybuilding. I would have never did it. And that's not saying that I wouldn't have had a heart attack, because I told you guys, even when I was a kid, I dealt with edema. All my friends, except one, is dead. And they never...
Well, he mentioned he was doing contact sports like football. He might have gotten some sort of injury to his left leg in football, and that's why he was more prone to edema in his left leg. Similar thing happened to me, actually. I had 3 or 4 knee surgeries in my left knee. I had the issue with the patellar dislocation. I got a corrective surgery for that. Then a few months later, I got an E. coli infection that required 2 more surgeries to flush out the infected fluid. And I was on IV antibiotics for I think 3 or 4 months. And then I was on amoxicillin for another 3 months. And then later I got another surgery to clear out some of the scar tissue. And I remember for a while, I noticed my entire left leg was more bloated and watery looking than my right leg. And it was just from some of the damage and inflammation from the trauma and surgeries and shit that I had. So it could have been something like that, and totally unrelated, so.
Touch steroids in life. There's ate bad food, smoked, drank. So you don't have to do steroids to die, man. You figure what? How many people a year?
Uh-oh. I gotta poop. Poop is going to need to come out of my bum. I'm gonna go poo-poo, and then once I'm done doing the poo-poo, we will return to watching videos, and maybe I'll do the sit-ups. I think, 14? I'll be right back. Oh, congratulations, you're banned. I don't know what the point of that is.
Die of heart attack, 700,000 in America. What you think? Maybe 100 of those people took steroid out of 700,000. We can even say 1,000 out of that 700,000. You know, you really got to learn your body. Learn what your body need as nutrition. Thrive. That's what you got to learn. Don't just get caught up in this fitness bodybuilder world. Rice, chicken, steak, eggs. You know what I mean? Like, you got to find out what works for you and your body. You know, like me, I found out the hard way with the fruitarian lifestyle that, man, I was making a fatty liver. You know, I was doing something opposite than I thought I was doing. So guys, thank you for all the support, love. Thank you everybody at Cerritos Gym. Nobody tried to put videos out or none of that. Man, kudos to you guys, man. I'm beyond ecstatic to be here with you guys still. My family, my kids. Thing is, nobody think it would have happened to them. Take care of yourself. Go get these feet swole up. They go try to get me. Believe me, you got.
Well, he is still stupid, but we already knew that.
To be speaking with Adam James, who is a content creator under the name Epistemic Crisis. Adam is a licensed physical therapist of 14 years working in home healthcare. And Adam, people might be saying, how is that experience relevant to anything that you talk about, David? But you'll tell us, when we see the publicly visible symptoms and characteristics of Donald Trump, these are things you're very familiar with from the folks you work with.
That's right. Yeah, it's something I see every day. When a neurologist or any other physician diagnoses a patient with these types of neurological conditions, many times we are then called in and then we see that patient in their own home 2, 3, 4 times a week in some cases. So we become extremely familiar with it.
I have questions about so many of the things I observe with Donald Trump that go directly to your experience. I, as a layperson, see that he sometimes has this way of standing where he kind of hinges forward at the waist very noticeably. Or, for example, I see him walking and the trajectory of his right leg is sort of being dragged and then pulled around almost like from the hip, if you imagine it tracing a half circle in the air. I could go on, right, and give you other examples. As a professional, am I seeing things that aren't really relevant, or is there stuff here that is worthy of discussion?
It's all worthy of discussion. What you're seeing just with the gait, the swinging that leg in a semicircle at times, is I think it's a combination of, he's probably had some measure of stroke-like event, whether it's a CVA or TIA, most likely last September when he disappeared for several days. The swinging of the leg is a adaptation to right-sided weakness from some sort of stroke event, I believe. But a wider based gait is also a symptom of dementia, specifically frontotemporal dementia, which I think is what he's dealing with most. So the wider someone's gait gets, the slower their gait speed is. Those are all adaptations for an increased risk of falling, because subconsciously he knows my balance is decreasing and I need to protect myself.
As a licensed physical therapist, are these things that can be worked on such that...
What do you think of Raina in Tekken 8? She's fun to play as and she's cute. Like, I like her design and everything. Like, all the girls in Tekken 8 are really fucking pretty. Yeah, like, Raina's cool. I like some of the custom bikini outfits and shit with Raina.
Round 1. Fight.
I don't know what fucking capture card this retard was using, but the settings are all fucked. But yeah. Yeah, she's a good new character.
They improve. Of course, the first step is you've got to acknowledge that there's a problem, and the second step is you've got to say, I want to work on it. But putting that aside for a moment, are these things that are simply progressive, or can they be worked on?
So to a certain degree, they can be worked on. With a patient that's in the shape that he's in, honestly, more of my work would be focused on safety adaptations, like in his living space, the use of an assistive device for walking to prevent a fall. So yes, they can be worked on. They can be improved upon. There's a certain measure of improvement you can see from something like a stroke-like event. But then there's also a case of a chronic progressive disease that has no cure, such as dementia. You're literally dealing with losing neurons are dying and you are losing brain tissue. And that's most likely reflected on the multiple MRIs that he has had, because I believe they're tracking the progression of dementia.
So let's talk about the MRI. It turns out he didn't really have the MRI that he told us he did. Now, let me kind of set the stage here. A few months ago, Donald Trump.
The last Tomb Raider game I enjoyed. The one was like, yeah, I have them. The one was like PS3, Xbox 360 era. Felt a little dated when I played it. I didn't play it when it was new. There's some fun stuff with it. I don't like some of the crafting crap in some of those games. The last one that came out, though, was fun. It's not quite as good as, like, whatchamacall, Uncharted. Hopefully the new one coming out is going to be pretty decent. It looks weird. They made her kind of look like a granny.
Trump said, yes, I got an MRI. He was asked why. He didn't know. He was asked of what part of the body he didn't know. The White House then issued multiple statements about Trump's MRI. And then after 2 months, it turned out that it was a CAT scan. So there are questions about that and how Trump would be so confused about what he got. But do we know that he even has received MRIs? Because now I'm thinking everybody has just been talking about this.
Dude, I hate how it changes the fucking quality.
This CAT scan the whole time.
Right. So I take into account also his mentioning of his cognitive assessments.
Okay.
Because of what we really believe that the cognitive assessments he's had, most likely the MoCA, the Montreal Cognitive Assessment,
yes,
they are tracking the progression of dementia with this man. He wants to pretend like it was a aptitude test. That is no way, shape, or form what that test is for.
Right. He talks about it almost like an IQ test.
Yes. He wants us to believe they're just wanting to show the world how smart he is.
Right.
So that test is usually it's usually combined with neurological workup, which would include MRIs. I believe he's had everything. I think he's had everything. All of their messaging is always going to be a lie, because they don't want anybody to publicly know how ill he really is. So I go with what they...
Well, that's commonplace. That's nothing unique to the Trump administration, because it's a national security issue. You don't want hostile foreign nations to know that you have any particular health problem, because then they can use that against you in some way. Either for an assassination, like, so if they know you have a peanut allergy, they could get like an assassin to like shoot a peanut gun at you or something. They could find some unique way to kill you. Or like, again, with social media and all this shit, they could sow doubt in the administration and create issues with, you know, how the administration is like perceived as, like, they could make the administration be perceived as illegitimate. They could use that to kind of damage relations with other nations. So it's just normal to hide a president's health issues. That's just what they do. It's nothing unique to the Trump administration.
Clinical symptoms he actually displays, and also the things that they get the most upset about, such as him falling asleep in cabinet meetings. Those are the indicators of what's really going on with him, for me at least, because they're never actually going to tell us what's going on with him.
A couple other things I want to ask about. There was a video of Trump walking down a red carpet. The red carpet was perfectly straight. It didn't curve, it didn't bend. And this was when Donald Trump was meeting Vladimir Putin. And you see, especially if you speed the video up, that Trump is meandering from side to side. And
yeah, so he's having trouble walking straight.
Even though the carpet is straight, Trump is tracing what we might call almost like a sine wave, if you looked at it from a drone looking down.
Yes.
Is that sometimes just the way people meander down a sidewalk, or is there something relevant there to your work?
I think it's relevant because dementia decreases the brain's ability to process visual information. That leads to the glassy-eyed, blank stare, because they're actually not encountering visual stimulus the same way that someone without dementia does. It's combined with the right-sided weakness, the legs swinging in that semicircular fashion. Typically, when you advance a limb through what we call the swing phase and gait, you get hip flexion, you get knee flexion, you get dorsiflexion at the ankle to prevent the toes from clipping the ground as the leg swings through.
Let me explain that. So, in other words, if your foot was just hanging loose as you swing forward, the toes would start dragging against the ground, and you might trip or whatever. So there's a natural motion where you flex the foot so that the toes point more up than down.
That's correct. And so the adaptation of the semicircular swing to the side is an evidence of weakness. That's not the ideal, the normal way that a swing phase occurs in human gait.
When it comes to the speech patterns of Donald Trump, and if any of this stuff is simply outside your area of comfort or expertise, you tell us.
Sure.
We observe everything from repetition of an increasingly narrow set of words. In other words, a diminished vocabulary.
Yeah.
We see confusion between, for example, Greenland and Iceland recently, and sometimes multiple times, or other confusions. We see sometimes kind of trailing off and then abruptly almost like coming to and then talking about something different. Is that an unrelated series of characteristics, or is there something that ties that together?
No, that's all tied together. His the frontal lobe is basically what alerts us to we're doing something we shouldn't be doing, or we're saying something we shouldn't be saying. His frontal lobe is shrinking inside of his skull, and the MRIs will reflect that. That's why they pivoted to the CT scan. They don't want you to know that they're watching his brain shrink. So the frontal lobe is stopping him from ordering his thoughts. I just made a video myself about how he mentioned the discombobulator that they used in Venezuela.
Right.
And he goes, the discombobulator, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Like, my brother in Christ, you should not be mentioning anything about American military effort. That's classified.
So that is a real thing. The discombobulator. That's pretty terrifying.
He knows he's not supposed to talk about it, but his brain is not stopping him from talking about it.
You've made a very controversial prediction. You believe Trump has 2 to 4 years of life left. Now, I don't want this to be, I was at the grocery store the other day buying 6 months worth of milk because we were getting snow, and that's the normal thing to do. You stock up on milk and bread for 6 months. And I was looking at these, the tabloid magazines in the checkout line, and it's sort of this stuff like, Hillary Parkinson's 1 week left before she's in a wheelchair sort of stuff. And when you hear Trump has 2 to 4 months left to live, from an actuarial standpoint, Trump is probably a super ager and may have 6 to 8 years of life left statistically. What makes you say it's 2 to 4 months?
So if it's frontotemporal dementia he's dealing with, the life expectancy after diagnosis is roughly 7 to 12 years. He's been displaying these symptoms since before he was elected in 2016.
Really?
Yeah. So their ability to hide his actual condition is effective to a degree. The main danger they have, I'm talking about Trump's team, like the cabinet, the people closest to him. The main danger they have is he can't shut his mouth. They would never have had to comment on what happened at Walter Reed if he could simply never talk about having an MRI.
Right.
So he's much more ill than they will ever admit, and that they will do their best to conceal. They'll seat him behind a desk so you can't see the swelling in his feet and ankles, etc. So for me, I'm looking at the time frame, the actual normal life expectancy for these things. A comparative.
This cat is so fucking good. Oh my god. Do you guys see this? He's just so soft and cuddly. Oh my goodness. He's so warm too, and so nice, and he cuddles so good. Just feels good having a big kitty on you. I just love having a big kitty sitting right on me. It's just so good. Big kitties are nice. Isn't that right, Gum Gum? Yes, big kitties are just so good. Oh my god, I love this big kitty. You are so handsome. You're just so handsome. Such a good baby.
Example would be Bruce Willis, who now is in a care facility. He's been moved from a home where he lived by himself and received 24/7 care to now actually being moved to a facility. His symptoms of frontotemporal dementia started with aphasia, where he could no longer perform on camera. He could not execute lines anymore. That was 2022, 23. And now he is where he is. So I'm just going by what the typical life expectancy is and the symptoms he displays. And they're, he is a McDonald's fiend. Like, there's nothing about this man that would be considered a compliant patient. And non-compliance from patients, if you ask any healthcare worker, is one of the banes of our existence. People who are doing things that are medically inadvisable just literally don't want to change. He's 80 years old at this point. I mean, again, there are multiple other health conditions that they will never comment on. They say the swelling in his feet and ankles is from chronic venous insufficiency. I believe it's from congestive heart failure and or chronic kidney disease, or maybe a combination of the two. So he's got multiple chronic conditions that you have to stay on top of if you don't want them to kill you, to put you in a cardiac event or a stroke-like event or that kind of thing. So I'm taking the whole picture into account, and that's where I'm landing.
I guess the counterpoint is most people don't have access to the sort of healthcare that the president of the United States does, and there may be a lot that is done with someone in that position.
Correct. So we see what appears to be a bruising from an IV injection site on his hands, which they also lie about that and say that it's from shaking hands or, I clipped the table. No,
I clipped the table.
Yeah, that's an IV injection site. My guess is he's most likely getting IV diuretic medication to pull excess fluid off of his body so that he doesn't end up in a congestive heart failure exacerbation and require hospitalization. And there's a certain measure of stuff that they can do inside the White House or on Air Force One that the general population would never have access to, which makes the visits to Walter Reed that much more conspicuous. Like, why would you go to Walter Reed and do X, Y, and Z if you've got all this capability at the White House itself?
Are you putting your money where your mouth is on this, in the sense that on Kalshi right now,
Gig gotta wake up in 3 hours. Oh, that's too bad, Gig. You're gonna miss out on this cat.
You can bet on. I mean, listen, only it actually went up while we've been talking incredibly. At the start of this conversation, only 16% believed that Trump would not make it to December 31st of this year. Now it's 18%, but it's quite literally rising as we talk. But the point is, there would be great odds and money to make on this if you think his life expectancy is 2 to 4 months.
Sure. I'm not.
I'm tempted to bet on some of these things, but I'm not really much into gambling.
Not going to be participating in that just because it feels morbid.
Okay.
But I understand the principle. Like, I mean, again, people kind of question, like, do you really think that? I'm like, listen, I feel like I'm watching a TV show that stars one of my patients. That's what this feels like.
We have been speaking with Adam James, who is a licensed physical therapist.
He's certainly not in good health. There's a good chance he's not going to survive to the end of his term.
Requiem preview embargo has officially lifted.
Oh my god. This fucking annoying ass like AI channels. Just fucking can't. Oh jeez, is this the same one?
We need to leave immediately.
What's going on?
I don't know what's happening. Some kind of mass hysteria. The hospital is on lockdown.
I mean, the guy looks like a zombie. What the fuck are you doing standing next to him? Would you stand next to somebody who looks like this? Oh, good job, Leon. You're a real hero. You saved the day. Like, what the fuck? Just lets the guy kill her?
I think I want a second opinion.
So that's kind of cool. You have a melee weapon that you can sharpen that doesn't break necessarily. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So they're giving you a lot more melee options. What are your thoughts on eating bivalves? Well, in a vacuum, I don't see a moral issue with it because they don't appear to be sentient. It's probably not a good idea to eat them anyway, just because of the way they're caught.
Hey, over here.
That's right. situation. Got a really nice kitty here.
You okay?
Yeah.
Such a nice kitty.
Thanks.
Leon Kennedy, DSO.
CSO. I'm Grace. Ashcroft. FBI.
That wasn't a knife, that was a hatchet.
FBI. What are you doing here?
Someone kidnapped me.
Victor, get in.
I don't know.
Well, we should leave. What does Victor want with you?
What?
Grace.
What do you mean?
He grabbed you for a reason.
Wait, you're DSO. That's the counter bioterrorism agency, right?
Take this.
You sure?
You might need it. Now go. Get out of here.
What's the deal with the dumb revolver? Who the fuck would use that?
I'll be fine. I hope.
Yeah, it's just these sections that I'm a little worried about where he plays the bitch and it's more like survival horror-y. Worried this is gonna be boring. She only has one bullet.
Jesus.
What the hell would that be? That looks like it's bigger than like 44 Magnum. Wonder if it's one of those weird sporting rifle revolvers. It doesn't actually have like, you know, handgun ammo. It's like rifle ammo. 5.45 Missouri or something. There should be some good mods for this game. Definitely gonna be some nude mods. They don't like the lights. Hey. Yeah, the zombies seem a little more interesting. Like they've got a bit more character and quirks to them that you can explore.
Thoughts on solipsism? I'm an Orthodox Christian with a metaphysical framework that helps me reject solipsism and ultimately nihilism. I adhere to deontology as well, but to me it only works within Christian metaphysics. I'm curious what you think on it.
Solipsism is just the idea that you can't know another mind. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with nihilism. And I don't know how deontology would only work within a Christian metaphysical framework. It would work in any framework. Thanks for the donation, Mac Daddy. Oh no, she's getting num-num-dum. Yeah, the zombie animations look really cool. That playing this game sucks. Holy fuck. That's weird. So the one zombie is like damaging her ears? Jesus.
Shit.
You take a lot of headshots. Fuck me. Uh-oh. That's a big chonker. That's interesting. You take their brain juice and you use that to make some sort of anti-venom? Yeah, what did that make? Oh, interesting. Destroys infected blood cells, prevents corpses from mutating, can be used to stealthily take out enemies. So they're gonna have like a mechanic sort of like RE Remake where if you kill a zombie, they can like reanimate and mutate into a more dangerous zombie or something. Oh, it's your good gum gum. Oh, that's cool.
effective.
I'm actually excited about this. It looks like it's gonna be good. Things so
out.
That looks cool. Yeah, that actually looks cool. That's coming out next month. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Oh my god. That was good. I love cats. Oh my god. Cats are really good. Cats are just the best. Like this cat. This cat that I have right here. This is a really good cat. Just look at him. Just a little snuggle buddy. Probably play Baby Steps. Oh yeah, we'd be on 2 Souls. I can uninstall that fucking game. Ugh. I weigh about 240-ish right now. What's my goal weight? I'd like to get up to like a lean 270, 280. All right. Oh. That's a bigger file.
Poor bud.
Eh. Fuck. Damn it. Fuck.
Shit! Oh no! Ooh!
Oh no. Damn it.
Up. Grip, grip, grip. Yep.
Forgot my namification, donated $2. Let me see.
Bing bing bong, 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 bing bong, bing 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 bong, bing bing bong, bing bing bong.
Yeah, he did say that. Thanks for the donation, forgot my namification. Jeez. Okay, maybe the other way around's the only real way around. Fuck. Fuck. Good morning, Alexa Gerg. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Dude, this is like, I think this is where I got fucked up before. And we're done. Yeah. No, no, no. Um... I'm gonna try... I'm gonna try resetting my spaghetti. And I'll try to do a workout stream in the afternoon. But big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. And I will see you all later. I'll try to do things at a normal time, and been having a lot of trouble with sleep, but I'll try to get everything straightened out. But thanks again, everybody. I will see you all later. Oh. Dodo Naturers, they don't know what the law is at all, huh? Ecuador issued a formal protest after ICE agents attempted to enter the Ecuadorian consulate in Minneapolis without permission. Yeah, they don't. Well, we know they've been told to disregard the law, literally.
To resign or face.
I don't know what he sprayed at her. No idea what the fuck that is. Really weird. Trump has displayed a photo with Putin in the White House. Why is there a photo of Putin with one of his grandchildren? This is so weird. Alright, well, he's retarded. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Well, anyway, I'm gonna try, sorting out my sleep and whatnot. But thanks again, everybody. I will see you all later today.